Hello, everybody. My name is Wendy Ford from Cash Life Mastery. I'm a business and marketing mentor. And today, guys, you are joining Breaking Barriers in Business for how to increase your list on Facebook really fast. And today, my co-host, Chris Kirkpatrick, is joining us. And I'm going to let Chris say hello and tell everybody how to reach him and what he's about. And then we will dive right into the subject.
Rock and roll. Hey guys, Chris Kirkpatrick, the Safe Bet Money Guy, and you can find me on Facebook at /Safe Bet Money Guy. You can find me on Periscope at Chris_Kirkpatrick, and I think I'm Safe Bet Money Guy as well on Twitter. So that's how you can kind of reach me. I do a lot of financial coaching, a lot of team building, community building coaching as a top 1% marketer, network marketer, and financial coach for the last 6 years. You know, I've got a background in recruiting. I was the head of recruiting and development for a Fortune 1000 financial company, and now I'm a top distributor with a network marketing company. And it's, you know, it's really fun with what we're doing here because social media, this is one of my favorite things to do because Facebook is probably the place that I spend the most time when it comes to just connecting with people and building relationships and all that stuff. And I think a lot of people get the wrong impression of this when we think about how do I build my business on social media? Well, they go out and they get spammy about it, and they start plastering their opportunity or plastering their product or whatever they're doing, and they sell it all over the place, and they just quite frankly, they just piss people off. And so like,
yeah, really.
I mean, it really does. And before you know it, your list of friends that were following you, now they're like selecting like unfollow, and you don't even know that they're not paying attention to you anymore. So you're just like making all these posts and nobody sees them, you know? And so that really what we're going to talk about today is how to connect with people, how to build relationships. And then, you know what, then you take those relationships, and there's a lot of strategies how to take those relationships to the next level. But this today is going to be how do you create and cultivate and, you know, just really get those relationships going.
And guys, most of the time, the first thing somebody asks me is, well, you know, where do I find these friends? So I'm actually going to share my screen with you guys and show you some tips of how to find the friends and how to kind of manage sending out friends requests and building those relationships with targeted people that would be in your niche. Okay, so I'm going to do a really quick screen share, and Chris, let me know that you are going to be seeing my screen.
I will let you know when I see it.
Sometimes it wants to play funny. It's going to go all weird for a minute.
Whoa. Yep, there we go.
Okay. All right, so you should see my Facebook page.
No, I don't. I see me. See that you see me. That's what I see.
Okay, let's see.
Maybe a different window?
Yeah, let's stop and let's try this again.
If at first you don't succeed,
you try again. Let me try screen 2.
There you go.
All right, okay. So let's see. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to slide sideways here. I was trying to get you guys up on my big screen because I can make it bigger. All right, the first thing you're going to do, first thing I want to talk about is you need to have a cover that is interesting. You know, you don't have to have a collage like I've got, but you do not want to spam your business as your cover. I see too many people, you know, putting that they sell you know, a certain product or service on their cover, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, if that's what people see when they go to your page initially, they're going to be like, oh, no, And also you want to make sure that you have a really good current picture of yourself. You know, don't have something that is 20 years old up there. You know, that you need to have something that's current for yourself, because, you know, this is about attraction marketing, you know, connecting with people and becoming friends, and then them becoming customers. So keep that in mind before you start off. But the very first place we're going to go, guys, is here where it says friends. So we're going to click that. And then you're going to see you've got your list here where it can go, and it says more. You can see here, I'm just going to point this out, that you can see who your followers are and how many you have, and who you are following, who you're personally following. So when you want to start out and find friends, you're going to hit this Find Friends button, and it's going to take you to this page right here. And this is a good way, you know, Facebook is going to make some suggestions based off of who you already are friends with and who you know. But you don't necessarily have to go down that list. One thing you can do is you can come over here and say you know, if you're in a local market, you might want to connect with people that went to the same high school as you do. Or you might want to connect with people who are friends of mutual friends of yours. So whatever you put in this list right here, it's going to bring up more suggestions that are more targeted over here. And like, for instance, their employer might be internet marketing, or it might be, let's see, something like, say, for instance, if we, give me a good example of a big,
for an employer, like a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people for employer don't even put employer, put like self-employed, or put
yeah, okay, that's a good one. There you go, self-employed. So see right there, it's going to pull up self-employed right there, and then you can see there's some more instances of self-employed, but the one that pulls up first is typically the one that's going to have the most people in it. So you can hit self-employed, and it's going to do that, and then you can see here it's going to start pulling up owner at self-employed, dealer at self-employed, that kind of thing. So that's how you can kind of start targeting your search, and everybody's is going to be different depending on what your niche is. You know, who is the person that you're wanting to talk to and connect with. But this is a really good way to, like I said, if you're trying to deal with a local market, or if you come down here through the employer and you look up different ways to get people online. Let's see, how about, let's just try entrepreneur. There you go, right here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and then also it would pull up, say, Entrepreneur Magazine. And so people who are entrepreneurs typically might read Entrepreneur Magazine. So, you know, you could pull up that way. And then let's do that. And might not necessarily, okay, here we go. Chief Fund Officer at Entrepreneur. You know, so it's going to pull up people that are in the markets that you particularly choose. And to be honest with you guys, I have not figured out a way to remove this off my list. So, you know, be very focused on what you put in here, because I have not figured out a way to actually go back and delete.
Just go over there. Wendy, go back down. Now click on the X. Oh, wait, no, you can't.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Once it's there, that's it. You know, you can't, I have not figured out a way to exit off. So be very focused on what you're putting in there. So just really try to target your market. Let's see, I'm going to go back. Okay, so guys, like I said, we hit the friends. We came down here. We're going to hit find friends. And here's the next thing you need to know. So after you send out a bunch of friends requests, you want to send out about 30 a day. And this is a cycle that you have to start, and you have to do this every single day. So to say I start today, I'm going to send out 30. Well, tomorrow about the same time of the day, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to check this view sent requests. All right, so these are all people that have I've sent a request to and they have not accepted, and make sure you come down here and hit see more requests until you see that you know, you see your whole list of the friends requests you've sent. So you don't want to have any more than 30 people on this list at any given time. So if they have friends requests, you can come over here and hit cancel request. And then that takes them off your list. So you don't want any more than 30 requests out at one time. So if you know you need to send another 30 today, and all 30 from yesterday did not accept, you need to come in here and cancel the request. Because I'll be honest with you, if people are not active on Facebook, you know, if they're not accepting your friends request within 24 hours, what that tells me is that they're not active. You know, they're the kind of people that maybe, you know, 2 to 3 days might respond to something. You know, maybe they're not on chat, but if they're business builders, they're going to be on Facebook every day, accepting requests, talking to people. So the ones that accept fast are typically the ones you want on your list, and then they will be the most active on your list. So that is basically how you can keep that cycle going and just keep, you know, keep your friends list clean. And like I said, we just go friends and then find friends and then view sent requests, just to go back over that one more time.
Rock and roll.
All right. Okay. And then this is always, you know, throughout this process going to be here. And then once you set that up, then it's going to keep bringing you up people that you're not friends with yet that, you know, are, you know, targeted the way you wanted them to be targeted.
Yep.
All right. So another thing that you can do, guys, is you can actually find people within groups that are in your niche. So we used self-employed. We can go here, self-employed. All right. So you're going to see that box kind of pulls up all the people that have said that they're self-employed. So this isn't necessarily a group, but these are people that have actually, you know, said I am self-employed on their profiles. So this would be another way to add friends. It doesn't bring up like a whole long list, but as you add somebody, it's going to pop somebody else new into it. Okay, but if you want to find people that are in a group of self-employed people, can't spell. You can type in self-employed groups, and what I would suggest is always go to public groups, because this doesn't mean you have to join the group, and you can still see who's in there. And pick the biggest one. Like here's one, internet marketing, self-employed. It's got 27,000 something people in it. So I can click this and it's going to go, you can see their members because it is public. And this is going to give you a long list of people that you could possibly target. And if you want to find out a little bit more about them before you do that, just hover over their name. And it's going to show you that, like this guy right here, he's posted something new. He's got 243 mutual friends with me. Let's see, this guy, if there's not anything posted new, he might not be as active. Okay, this girl's got 1 new post. Let's see, I know her, she's always posting. She's got 10 new posts. So that tells me that she's very active on Facebook. So, you know, this is a really good way to find more people that are targeted and, you know, get your 30 really quick, because you don't want to spend a lot of time on making the friends, but you do want to make sure that you're targeting the right kind of people too. So with that said,
do you ever go through before we go to the next step? Do you ever go through? I saw you have 4,995 friends. Do you ever go through and clean those out? You know.
Yes, and actually I can show you guys that is very important. I'll go back to that in just one second. But guys, if you find a really good group like this that is public and you've gone through some of their members and stuff and you're making friends with them, what I suggest you do is actually join the group. And then once you're in the group, you can start giving value. And Chris is going to talk to you about that a little bit, about how to give some value once you're in a group. But let me show you really quick how to go and clean up your list, because yes, I do. I always want to make sure that I have just a few people, you know, a few slots open, because, you know, if I connected with somebody, you know, that like was a mentor or something like that, and they wanted to send me a friend's request, I certainly wouldn't want them to be in a spot where they got, this person's reached their 5,000. And two, guys, realize that if you have 5,000 friends on your list and you're not active with these people, you're not posting, liking, and commenting on their pages, what happens is Facebook stops showing your information to these people. You can post 20, 30 times a day, but if you have not interacted with somebody on your list in a really long time, then they're not going to see your posts. So you have to frequently go down your list, and this is what I do. I hit my friends list, and you know, I just scroll down until I see somebody that say I haven't talked to in a while. You know, and then I might just pick that person and go and you know, I see, okay, well, they're posting. I might just go ahead and go to her page and like a bunch of her stuff and comment on a bunch of her stuff, and then come back to my list and keep going. But let me see if I can find one. Every now and then you'll be scrolling through and you'll see somebody who their picture is blanked out. I just found somebody the other day. What happens is sometimes their Facebook page gets shut down, or maybe they've just decided that they're taking a break from Facebook, whatever. And, you know, I want to clean. Oh, here we go. Here's somebody right here. So what this is going to tell me, sometimes it's just that they have not changed their profile picture. But what you can do is hover over their name and watch it not tell me. Okay. All right, click their name, excuse me. It says this account has been deactivated. Okay, so that tells you that that person has either Facebook has shut them down or they shut themselves down.
And you can click on the unfriend, Cheyenne.
Right, so I can click right over here and unfriend this person. But like I said, be careful, guys, because sometimes people are just right in the middle of changing their picture and they just haven't decided what picture that they're going to use yet. So they'll have a blank picture. So you always want to make sure that you actually click their name and get this, you know, whether it's been deactivated or not. So in this case, I would just go over here where it says friends, and I am going to unfriend that person. And then you'll see, should see, let's go back up. Let's see, I have to refresh, I guess. Now I have 494, and I can actually go here to my friends list of people who've sent me requests and accept theirs, because now I have some room. But yeah, I would say I always suggest at least a couple of times a month, because you don't want those dead accounts on your on your list, because if they're not being active with you, then your stuff is not being seen. And another really good way to be active with people, you'll see people here on your list here that you talk to, you know, probably on a regular basis. They're friends with you, they post, you chat, whatever. But if you come down here where it says more contacts, these are people that maybe you don't talk to as often, but you can just come here and click their name really quick, go to their page, you know, go down and just, you know, like something, you know, like a couple of their posts, that kind of thing. And and that'll help you stay more active with them.
Cool.
And so let's go back in that group, and then Chris.
Actually, before you go there, Wendy, I want to show one more thing here that's really good. So a lot of people like this. I do this as well. Like you can also use hashtags. A lot of people think that hashtags are just a Twitter thing, but if you do hashtag self-employed, for instance,
yeah, okay, let's do that.
You're gonna see people that if you're looking for specific people, let's face it, you're only gonna use a hashtag or put a hashtag in your post if you're making a post that's relative to that. So you're gonna see here all the posts, and it's gonna start with the results are gonna be the people who are in your network who have used that hashtag, right? So you'll be able to go through and see, okay, who in my network is talking about this, because maybe there's a reason you guys need to talk, and if you already are connected with each other, that's fantastic. So, you'll be able to see those posts. They're in your network. Engage with their posts. If you like it, like it. If you have some value to add some, make a comment, do something of that nature. It's really easy, right? It's straightforward. And so, utilize that. And then the other thing is, once you scroll down, I wasn't paying attention as you were scrolling, but it'll get into people that are outside of your network who are making those posts. And I think when she's
this person right here,
yeah,
she's not my friend, so I
there
could just hover over her name, check her out, and if I really wanted to check her out, I could go ahead and click, and it would just go on over to her page.
There you go.
But it might be that I don't want to friend her, and I just want to follow her. So that is an option also, guys, is to follow somebody.
Yep. And this can be a really quick way to connect with people if you don't want to have to click on their profile and get really into depth, because we can get a lot of a real good feel for what people are doing based on a post, right? So when you use the hashtag, you can see their post, you see what they're all about, and you kind of go from there, right? So you can see you're friends with that guy, you're friends with Paul. Yeah. And and it is what it is. So I don't want to go too long into this, but this is something that's really valuable along with the groups. That's really helpful. Now, and with the groups in mind, you can go through here and by engaging and liking and commenting, and it's a great way to just start the conversation, start building the relationship, right? And go back and forth and start communicating with people.
Okay, so basically, guys, when you get in these groups and you join them, most of the time, if they're a public group, the join will be almost automatic. So I would suggest getting in here and seeing what other people are posting in that group, because every group is kind of different on what they allow. And make sure you come here to their description and read about the group. What their expectations are, that kind of thing, because you don't want to get bumped out, Right. But, most of these online groups, you'll see where they're posting a lot of stuff like opportunities and things like that. And I like to do things like blog articles, because I feel like that's giving value. But within that blog article, I'm going to have my links to my offers. So I would always say, try not to be spammy. Like this one right here, to me, it's an offer, but it looks spammy to me because it's like, join free now, payouts, blah, blah, that doesn't offer me anything of value.
My rule of thumb for that stuff is, if it's something that I would personally look over, right, I wouldn't post it. So I look at that post right there and I go, you know what, I'm not even going to read it. You know what I mean? Because I can already tell, I get the feel that it's just somebody trying to pitch me something, and that's all it is. They're not looking to help me. They're really looking for me to help them. And there's no value add, right? The general rule of thumb is, if you focus on adding more value to every interaction than you try to extract from it, then you're probably going to have pretty good results over a longer period of time. And with this stuff, it's the same way. And in the groups, go through groups, find posts that you like. Find a lot of times there's chat strings. Depending on the group, sometimes I even like a little bit of the smaller groups that are
Here's a good one.
Yeah. There you go.
That's basically, that's a really good value offer because they're saying 10 skills with the highest demand in 2017. And they're using hashtags, entrepreneur, skills, work, job.
Yep.
And so when you go to this, it's probably going to be either a blog page. Okay, and this says like the page. It's giving you opportunity to like this page. But that is how you attract people to you because you're giving them information that's going to help them.
Yep. Yep. And what I do is also I mean, and sometimes it can be challenging to find in these big groups because I find a lot of times the big groups, if there's 20, 30, 40, 50,000 or more people in these groups, then there's not a lot of engagement in a lot of them. Every now and then you'll find a post where there's a lot of engagement, but with that person right there, if you like their post, they're going to see that you liked it. And maybe they'll reach out to you. Maybe you make a comment for them like, thanks for the post, or, thanks for the information, really helpful, appreciate it. Really just super basic. And when you're the most effective way that I find is find a string that's going, where people are having a conversation, find a way that you can engage or find something that really resonates with you. I mean, it's really hard when we're looking at just one group, but if you found something, for instance, that was really specific to you, I can think about my brother, he's got Crohn's disease, right? So, he would join a Crohn's disease forum and with a Crohn's disease group, and, people are going to be talking about Crohn's disease and different issues with it.
There's
and so
one.
There you go. So he could get on there. People make these posts that are really good. I mean, that one, and these kinds of more specific groups are going to be really good. There's going to be people looking for support, people looking to add value, looking to give support. It's really a great way to kind of have a community. And so there you can get in here. If you're somebody with Crohn's disease, you could get in there and you could just talk to them. You could just engage and talk about your story, share your story, talk about what you're doing that's working for you, what you're doing that's not working for you. Look for the comments of people that you can really relate to, and that's what's going to develop relationships with people. And then when you're consistent with all that stuff, then the key part to that is start doing it. And as you start really hitting it off with people, then you take the conversation to Facebook Messenger, and you start kind of having an individualized conversation about it, about whatever, if you're looking to build an organization, if you're in network marketing, and if you have a product that you think would benefit these people with Crohn's disease or whatever, or anything in the health and wellness, whether it's dietary, whether it's whatever, start talking to them, and then you could take it into Messenger. I never, ever, ever, never will post my product, my thing, whatever, my opportunity in the string, because that, it just, I don't know, to me it's unprofessional. I don't want to make the person feel like they have to, if I make a comment in that string, they're going to feel like they have to respond in that string. And a lot of people don't like to be put on the spot like that. So if I write them a message, personal, private message saying, hey, listen, no pressure, but I saw you were doing this. I saw you made that comment about how Crohn's disease was affecting you this way or that way or whatever. And I got to tell you, I've been taking this product. It's helped me a lot. It may or may not be good for you, but I really felt compelled to let you know about it. And that's it. You see the difference between that and just being like, hey, here's my opportunity. Here's this product that's really awesome that would help you. It's a completely different feel. And the results that you're going to get in communicating with people like that are going to be tenfold. So.
And too, another thing that we're looking at here, like I just put in health and wellness groups and brought up the page this way. And so you can see like how many members, but it's also saying they've got 54 active posts. And like this one, here's another one on mental health, which has 40 new members. This one, 23 new members. So you can basically kind of just find your niche and check out these groups and join this way also.
Cool.
You kind of get an idea of what's going on in the group, how active they are, are they getting new members, that kind of thing. And so, target it down. You need to be in groups of people that will have things that are going to be like you.
Well,
Things you'll be
it's all what we're saying all the time, right? It's be specific, have a goal, and know where you're trying to go. It's the concept. If you call a travel agent and you want to take a flight, what's the first question they're going to ask you?
Where do you want to go?
Well, actually, it's where are you leaving from, right?
Yeah.
And then it's where do you want to go? And there, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is you need to know where you are right now, and that'll help you figure out who you want to connect with. And then you got to know where you want to go. And when you know those two locations, everything else in the middle, guess what? There's going to be detours. You're going to have roadblocks. You're going to have road closings. You're going to have problems, and you're going to have breakdowns, and you're going to have all these different things. But the end destination never changes, and where you left from never changes. And you just got to make the decision that you're going to get to your end destination. And the cool part about, knowing that end destination is it gives you clarity. It gives you focus on who you want to connect with. And it really allows you to be focused on what groups do I want to join? What kind of people do I want to connect with? There are, what are there, like 1.5 billion people on Facebook or some crazy number like that?
Exactly.
So out of that number, you can't friend them all. You get 5,000, right? So it's out of the 1.5 billion people on Facebook, be choosy. Don't just go and select, and accept all these friends and all that stuff. I've done that. I've made that mistake. It creates a lot more work for yourself. Everybody that sends you a friend request, you accept it, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got all these people that I don't even know and I don't talk to, and it's like it ends up being more work going through and trying to figure out who you need to unfriend to refriend. It is what it is. So,
and I've made it a goal for myself because my list is targeted, but am I able to talk to 5,000 people? That's really tough. So what I am doing is every day I check out my list. I see who's actually online, and I pick from those people, and I check it out. And if I click in Messenger and I'm not spoke to them, I just say, hey, I wanted to reach out to you. You've been on my friends list for a while, and we haven't spoken, because I really, truly want to get an active list. I want people to engage with me. I want to know what they're doing, and I want to know, I want them to know what I'm doing. Yep. So in order to do that, it requires a conversation. And that's where most people go wrong. They put all these people on their list, and then they never go to their page. They never have a conversation with them, and it's like, what are you doing? You're hurting yourself by doing that, because if you have, say, you got your 5,000 and 1,000 people connect with you, Facebook is going to take a percentage of that 1,000 people and show your post to. Even people you actually engage with, they take a percentage of the ones you actually engage with. So the other 4,000 never see anything, and only a percentage of the 1,000 see it. So in other words, you need to be engaging with 5,000 people for a percentage of 5,000 to be seen. Do you know how hard that is? Yeah. That is tremendously hard to do. So, everybody's always talking about getting their 5,000, getting their 5,000. It's a good thing to get to that point, because then it makes everybody have to follow you. So that's like one aspect of it, because you get more followers, and somehow that counts with Facebook too. But if you're not being social and really, really active on Facebook, you're going to have your numbers fall. And it's something to where if you're truly building a business, that's where having a social media person on your team can really be beneficial. That's some of the stuff that we've done as part of our coaching and helping clients is actually handling their social media stuff. But it's almost impossible. It is almost impossible for a solopreneur to do that kind of engagement and also do the things that they need to do to run their business, because not only do you have to have engagement with them, you actually have to have phone conversations. You want to try to be getting on Zoom. even just private messenger chats can take, 10 or 15 minutes per person.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Well, it is, but nothing worth doing is easy, right? And it's a double-edged sword, right? Because Facebook, it's a good way to waste a lot of time, and and there's a lot of scams out there. There's a lot of people who are not real and whatever. So the question is, how do you stand out from that? And if you can get to the point where you successfully find ways that you're comfortable with that can allow you to stand out, it makes it that much more powerful of a tool,
And people that are doing, the live feeds, and they're consistently putting value out into their Facebook pages, their fan pages, and their groups. Those are the people that people are going to connect with, and they're going to follow you, and they're going to stay following you, because there are so many spammy people out there. They want real people with real information that stay consistent.
Yeah,
you can't just do it for a few days and then come back 3 months later and do it again. That doesn't work. You're starting all over at that point.
That is the truth. So that's awesome, Wendy. Well, I think that's on this. I mean, I got a lot more stuff to talk about Facebook, but for these two topics, for the sake of keeping these relatively short at a half hour ish, I think I've got, as far as groups go and as far as how to find people and everything we talked about, I think that's great. And next time we'll talk. I think we're gonna dive a lot deeper into the Facebook stuff over the next couple videos. And because I think it's really important, and I think it's probably where there's maybe more value than almost anything else that we could talk about right now. But we really want to encourage you, if you've set your goals, and I assume you have, since you're here and you're watching this, if you've set your goals and Facebook is part of that strategy, or if it's not part of that strategy, think about maybe making a part of your strategy and being very intentional about how you plan to use Facebook. And watch the next couple videos that we put out, because it's going to give you it's pretty much going to give you a roadmap and how to leverage Facebook to help you build your business and hit your goals.
Exactly. So, and that's what it's all about, guys. This Breaking Barriers in Business mastermind that we're doing for the next 30 days, this is basically a blueprint for your business. So if you haven't seen the other videos, go back to Cash Life Mastery on Facebook. Or you can, we're going to put it on the YouTube channel too, Cash Life Mastery Academy. And then Chris Kirkpatrick is going to have his on his YouTube channel. So, you can find us in tons of different places, but just go back and watch the replays. And, if you starting from the beginning up to now, but we're just basically taking each day and giving you something that you can take away and be actionable with. And that's the whole goal in this. Don't just listen to the information, listen to it, and then go do it. Because that's what's gonna get you in excel in your business this year.
Yep. Study it, watch the replays, pause the videos, make sure you take notes. If something hits with you, listen to it twice, really learn the content, because Wendy and I do this like kind of second nature at this point in time. A lot of times you don't realize how much you know until you start jotting down all these notes. I mean, that's what happened when we put this course together. I'm like, what am I going to talk about for 30 days? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, can we do it for 60 days? No, like it's like a lot of stuff.
I'm going to tell you guys, it was like when he put together the list, I was like, this is not 30 days worth of stuff. You got to break this down a little bit more. My God.
So yeah, it is what it is. But so that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys found a lot of value in that, and I look forward to getting more into continuing the conversation about Facebook in the next couple of videos. So
yeah, absolutely, guys. And then when we're finished with Facebook, we might do a few more platforms. We'll see how that goes, and what kind of response. I'd like for you guys to comment. And let me know what other platforms besides Facebook that you guys are using, so we know where to focus. So if you're watching this replay, make sure that you give us a comment, and either here on YouTube or on Facebook, and let us know what other platform is your other go-to platform, so we can talk about that too. Anyway, guys, so we're going to end this, and just make sure you subscribe to the channel, get notifications on Cash Life Mastery, and that way you'll know when we're going live. We're doing things a little bit different right now and recording on YouTube, and then we're going to put it out on Cash Life Mastery. Tomorrow, guys, we may or may not be here. We're trying to work something out. I have to go out of town. So with that said, we're going to get it done because we are committed. We're going to figure it out. But keep watching, guys, because the Facebook stuff and the social media marketing stuff is invaluable. All right, Chris, thank you so much for joining us, and I appreciate everything, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Righty.